right. Hey there, friends. It's Mike Saporito. Thank you for joining me today. Got a question for you. Do you ever find yourself hearing about, a good opportunity, a good possibility, a good project, a good new approach, and it sounds really good. You want some of that, like, ooh, that looks helpful, looks useful, and then the voice in the back of your head says, it's got to be too good to be true. Well, if you have found yourself saying that, I can certainly relate in many, many ways. And as I've been bringing this type of work and been working on the book and the workshops and coaching and community, using the word or the phrase reimagine your day, it's not lost on me that many people, some people may say that sounds amazing. Others are saying, well, what does that mean? Which is a fair question. And then there's probably a third group that says, well, even if that is possible, it sounds too good to be true. So today in this video, I wanna share a real-time example from my life on how I am using this work, this process that I'm sharing in Reimagine Your Day to help reimagine my day. And so I'm going to share an example from this morning over the last 2.5 hours. And this just came to me as I was walking into the office today to do this. And I want to share this example for 3 reasons. So number one, I want to show you that it is in fact possible to reimagine your day. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. The second thing I want to communicate here is that I eat my own dog food. There's nothing I find more annoying that people people teach or talk about things they don't know and or they don't do. And it doesn't mean anyone has to be perfect because that's not possible. But it's so annoying when people don't eat their own dog food or when own companies don't eat their own dog food. But I won't get into that today. And then the third reason is that it actually works in my experience. Reimagine Your Day helps me and can help you make internal shifts pretty quickly so you can get the external results and outcomes that you want. All right, so let me jump into a 100% true story from this morning. Okay, so my morning started at 5:09. That's what I saw on the clock. Mary kind of poked me and said, it's time to get up. The dogs are up. The dogs are up. Now, some of you know that we have had a Shih Tzu for 13 years. His name is Duo. We love him. He's our first child, of course. And most of you don't know there was big news last week. I brought 2 new Shih Tzus home. So our one Shih Tzu, his name is Duo, as in 2. The Shih Tzus have morphed into a trio. And I realize that's a really lame joke, fairly early in the morning here. But that's the truth. So we went from 1 Shih Tzu, his name was Duo, and now we've got 3. Now some of you are probably saying, well, what the heck are you doing with 3 dogs? That's a fair question. Now here's what I can tell you. We love them. They're here to stay, and they're absolutely adorable. And what I can also tell you is that the last week has been very challenging. They've required a lot more work and attention than we had anticipated, that I had anticipated, that Mary had anticipated. And it's been really rough. And we had a great night's sleep. I had a great night's sleep. Mary had a decent night's sleep. But this morning was an absolute stuff hitting the fan moment in all sorts of ways. So let me get to the punchline. Our son, MJ, got a little mad, and he threw a pillow. Now, to be fair to our buddy MJ, he did not chuck it. He just kind of threw it. All right, not a great behavior, but also certainly not the most malicious thing a 7-year-old boy who's irritated could do. Well, the challenge is, guess what got in the way? The lamp. And the lamp hit the floor. And the real problem with that was that the lamp is made of glass, and it's a beautiful lamp, or should I say it was a beautiful lamp, and it broke. And that didn't go over too well for anyone. It was very upsetting. What I felt in my stomach was not a good feeling. I don't wish that on really just about anyone. And yeah, so fast forward, I brought the kids to school. Mary stayed back with the puppies. I brought the kids. It was a short trip to school, and I could, we were starting to recover. Skylar was kind of bouncing into school. I could see that MJ was still a little sad, and I was really, really wanting to um, soothe him and let him know that there are consequences to our behavior, which I did at home, and I reiterated, and that, I loved him just the way he is, and everything's going to be just fine. And that was our morning. So they went into school. MJ came out 2 or 3 times. And as I was walking to the office from school, it's super, super close, I said to myself, well, this truly is a test. Let me see how I can reimagine my day, because it was not a good start to the day. Although I was doing my best, Mary was doing her best, and certainly the kids didn't wake up, and the dogs didn't wake up for that matter, wanting to have the morning that we did. So here we are. All right, so what I'm going to do now is walk you through how I am reimagining my day. All right, here's the reimagine your day process. Think of it as 3 distinct phases of why reimagine your day, what to do to reimagine your day, and then how, like how to reimagine your day. So the tried and true why, what, and how. So given the morning I had, you know, why would I want to reimagine my day? Well, I mean, reimagine your day is around successfully navigating change and disruption. And the change and disruption can be what I like to think of like disruption with a big D or a little d. Big D, bigger, magnitude, quite obviously, and then little d, less so, but still a disruption. A disruption is just that. So this morning, I would say that the source of the disruption was our choice to bring 2 puppies into our family, and their behavior this morning was the specific source of today's disruption. All right, so there was a lot of disruption, and the way we were working together or not as a family, despite the best intentions, led to some chaos, like pure family chaos. Relatively normal, and still chaos. Okay, so what this next thing, why reimagine your day is around there's change and disruption occurring. The next phase is around, what normal patterns, what old habits could I revert back to that could keep me stuck in this situation where it would prevent me from reimagining my day? Well, number one would be, letting the voice in my head run the show and let my emotions get the best of me and try to go fix everything. Go try to, tell Mary everything's going to be this way or that way, good, bad, or indifferent. To get all mad and, have some sort of a temper tantrum of sorts. Um, I could also, just try to jump into a meaningful project here that I'm working on at work, when I'm completely flustered, and that could be a pattern, and none of those things, of course, would be helpful. What new habits, could I actually replace? What new patterns? What new practices? Well, today I'm going to focus on kind of the core 3 habits of care, habits to care for myself, habits of connection. How do I, reach out to genuinely, be with or communicate and or connect with different people, and then contribute. Like, how do I add value? So once I'm caring for myself and connecting, how do I help be useful in this moment in multiple ways? All right, so that's the why. So the puppies were disruption. There's all sorts of things I could do that I don't want to do because they're not going to help. And I'm going to use care, connect, and contribute as the anchors. Now let's go to part 2 of Reimagine Your Day. So the what? Well, those are the 3 habits: care, connect, and contribute. So I want to just talk briefly about the benefits for me today of practicing care, connection, and contribution. So for care, what I needed this morning, I was like, I need to slow down. There's a lot of stuff going on today, a lot of stuff I'm excited about, a lot of stuff I need to get done, some stuff I want to get done. I need to slow down. I need to be able to think. I need to have perspective. I need to be able to perceive. I need to do all sorts of things. All right, what about connection? Well, I need to really like support my kids. I want to support Mary. I want to be very effective. I'm running a 90-minute workshop today. I've got several other collaborative working sessions here on Zoom. You know, I've got a lot to do. So connecting, like, will almost like normalize things, if you will. I'm not saying gloss over challenge. I'm saying normalize and get me into a healthy pattern or routine. And then contribution. Well, how could contribution help me? Well, I mean, with the way I show up with MJ, for example, hopefully he's getting a life lesson that mistakes do happen and there are consequences, and we can move on. So I'm contributing to his growth. At least that's my desire. And what about at work? Well, I mean, just take the 90-minute workshop I'm running today. That's like, I'm going to get ready for that. And then I really want to move the needle for people who are participating in that session. That's going to feel good for me, and that's rational self-interest. It's going to help them, and it's going to help move my business forward. All right, so care, connect, and contribute. Some quick thoughts there on how those could be useful for me today. The third and final part, reimagine your day, is around how. So how do I bring this to life? Well, think of the how as having like 3-part cycle. It's around resetting, upgrading, and optimizing. So you want to do a reset during the day. You want to upgrade, take your experience to the next level, a better level during the day, and then optimize. You want to keep making it better, and or you want to keep it from going off the tracks. And that's just as valuable from my perspective. So optimize can be make it better or make it get less worse, quite frankly. All right, so a couple thoughts on reset. So you can have a big reset, like, whoa, like we're gonna start over and reset, or it could be like a quick little reset. And today was not like just like that. Today was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was, I needed to do about level 5 or 6 reset. I mean, a pretty substantial, maybe 6, 7, I would say, because I could have really gone off the rails today. I'm not going to. I already know that. And then I need to connect. So that's like a quick assessment of the reset. Then it's around, well, envisioning. So like, what do I really hold most important today? And I've already voiced this, so I'll be pretty brief, but I want to be a guy who takes care of myself, number one. Number two, I want my kids to have a very loving and supportive view of me, not a pushover, but someone who really is here to love and support them no matter what. And I also want my wife to know that, you know, I'm going through all these changes with the puppies just like she is, and I love her dearly, and you know, this stuff happens and I'm not blaming her, and we're going to keep marching forward. You know, that would be the goal. All right, so upgrade. So after the reset, where I kind of assessed and did a little visioning, the upgrade is around like, what can I do to care, connect, and contribute? And a couple quick examples would be, I've already practiced some care. So I sat quietly for 10 minutes. I sat on the floor here in my office and quick little meditation, just 10 minutes of silence. And for me, in this morning, it really started to get me centered and grounded. And I quite literally started recording this for you right now after that. Around connection, I guess, well, before I jumped into this video, I texted my wife a couple times, sent her quick little notes, all supportive. Not trying to convince her, not trying to change how she's feeling, just letting her know I'm here and thinking of her, and that actually started to fill me up, and that's starting to build some momentum. And I'm also thinking of a couple outreaches I'm going to do here right after this video to some colleagues, just to make sure we are connected and getting set up for success later today. And then on the contribution, the example I'll use is the 90-minute workshop. So I've got some time blocked out in the next little bit to do some final prep for that. And I'm going to make sure that that is as valuable and useful as possible. All right, so that's a little bit of a demonstration on the why, what, how of reimagining my day. Again, this was a mid-level reset that I needed today. It was not a fun morning, and so far it's going really well. The last step around optimizing this process of reimagining your day is like constant experimentation and measurement, as I call it. So what I'll do is I'll come back with another video tomorrow to let you know how things went today, and I'll share some modifications and some experiments that I incorporated during the rest of today and let you know how that impacted my overall experience and the goal of like getting the results, that's the achievement, and like enjoying the journey. And I do believe it's possible to raise your game and for me to raise my game in both of those domains. All right, so to recap, again, I am sharing this because this process works in my experience. It does not take a long time. It can be a much more rigorous process. Let me be clear about that. I also eat my own dog food, so what I'm bringing to you is not only based on my work with incredible people from the best academic institutions and some of the coolest companies on the planet, but I think of equal importance, it's coming from my own life experience and from my heart to yours. And thank you so much for listening in. If you found this valuable, please share it with a friend. Please let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and I wish you the best. Go ahead, reimagine your day.